Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Andrew Yang, and we're going to talk about January 31st, 2020, the day when the DNC decided to remove the donor threshold requirement for the debates. Wow. All right, let's get into this. All right, so, boy. All right, let's talk about Andrew Yang. All right, Andrew Yang has been such an incredible breath of fresh air for American politics. I was so excited to find this candidate, this amazing candidate who is looking to the future. And when you look at it, what really excited me about Andrew Yang was he looked at this abyssal, saddening future. Right, this abyssal, sad future. The Earth is burning. And automation sweeping in, right? So you have this situation where automation, could be sweeping away, driverless vehicles could be sweeping away thousands of truck driver jobs, and that is abyssal and sad, and it's not good in any way. So this is an abyssal future that Andrew Yang looks at. So what's his response? He sees hope. He sees hope, he sees joy, and he sees progress if the right steps are taken. And so he creates the freedom dividend, right? He writes a book, he learns all about automation, and he finds a path of hope. He finds a path of joy. He finds a path of progress, right? It's just, he's amazing and he's wonderful. And it's why we love him as a candidate, and it's why he's going to be the best president we ever had. Okay? All right. So when I think about Andrew Yang, I have hope, and I have joy, and I know we can progress into the future with much hope and joy. It's a wonderful thing, and it inspires me. And many people have commented on my channel and say, Scott, you always have such a bright outlook. You always try to see the good in the situation. Well, January 30th, 31st, 2020, when the DNC decided to remove the donor threshold requirement, boy, it was hard to see the bright side. There are so many, I'm a political wonk. I absolutely love politics. I look at politics all the time. I'm hyper-focused on them. And, I come across people who just are so disconnected from politics, and I'm like, hey, why doesn't it interest you? And they're just like, I don't care about it. And the reason why is it makes me hopeless and it makes me joyless because nothing ever changes. Nothing ever progresses. Nothing changes. And you're like, no, don't be that way. Don't think that way. And you're like, and you want to tell them they're wrong. And I would say 9 out of 10 days, they are wrong. But there are days like January 31st, 2020, where the DNC decides to remove the donor threshold requirement, and you're like, wow, I really understand why those people believe what they believe. And you have much sympathy for them, and you can understand why they believe the way they believe. However, here is the bright point in all of this. There is a bright point. Andrew Yang has pointed us in the right direction. He is saying, look at that abyssal, sad future and find the joy and find the hope and find the progress. So here it is, okay? On January 31st, 2020, the Republicans were doing what they do every day. They were making hopeless, joyless, regressive decisions and delivering them to the American people swiftly. Well, on January 31st, 2020, the Democrats decided to deliver hopeless, joyless, regressive decision swiftly to the American people. On January 31st, 2020, both the Republicans and the Democrats decided to be a great day to deliver for the American people hopelessness, joylessness, and regressive decisions. And so there you have bipartisanship. We have been asking for this. We've been saying, hey, can the Republicans and the Democrats agree on anything? We have so much partisanshipness. Well, On January 31st, 2020, the Democrats fully joined the Republicans in working hard to make sure that hopelessness, joylessness, and regressiveness was delivered, at least for that single day, and for many of the debates to come, was going to be delivered for the American people. That was bipartisanship delivered solidly, swiftly. So there is hope that we can have bipartisanship. The Republicans and the Democrats on January 31st, 2020, they were hand in hand. They were going in exactly the same direction, working hard to make sure that hopeless, joyless, regressive decisions were made for the American people and delivered to the American people. They were hand in hand. Right? They were going in the same direction. Bipartisanship. Now all we have to do is get both of them to go in the right direction. Let's get them to have bipartisanship where they deliver hope, joy, and progress for the American people. We just need to invert what they were delivering. They can deliver together. We're seeing that. We just need to invert what they're delivering together. What should Andrew Yang's response to this decision be? It's tough. I think the reality is I don't think he has bandwidth to deal with it. I think he needs to remain focused on the primary and caucuses that are now firing off, on the debates that he is in, and continue to crush it in the debates the way he has done from day one. I think that's the proper response from Andrew Yang. All that is my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion on what's happening right now with this decision. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.